Good evening. Welcome to What's New. Tonight we have Patrick and Angela. So they're going to start talking and I'm going to sit here and listen and I might say something.
Okay.
So whichever one of you wants to go first, take off.
Angie, please.
Angie will start then. So I'm here to just tell a little bit about some of the pop-up. I kind of like when you call it that, Iris. She calls it our pop-up art sales group, and we started kind of as a grassroots organization. Just a few artists got together and we wanted to provide additional opportunities for artists in our area and the local region to sell their art and to show what they have to offer. And the first one we had was in Sandra and Roy Muzzie's backyard during the eclipse weekend, and we had a really great day and was really successful. So we had a talk about, is early morning a good time for art sales, or afternoon, or the weekends, or evening? And as a group, we sort of asked if we could add on to the Fourth Friday Art Walks. And so that's what we've been doing this season, this summer. And we're rotating where we're selling our art. And so after the Muzzie's backyard, we moved to the Main Street Park. And we had a successful evening, even though it was kind of stormy, April 26th. But we had
until
it did wait. It did. The weather was good to us, and so we had another successful evening. And yes, we're selling art, but it's in the I guess I want to say, kind of in the vein of keeping the art colony history alive, and that artists are sharing. They're talking about maybe different media that they're using or techniques, and they're enjoying their time together too. I think we consider that a success. Yeah. And then we went to the Lions Club Park. The Lions Club was gracious enough to let us set up there for May, the Fourth Friday Art Walk in May. And we had another 8 to 10 artists, and we usually get some different people involved. And I do want to stress that it is open to any local artists in the region that would like to come and try it. You don't have to show up for every Fourth Friday. You can pick a couple, even just one.
And that would even include selling honey and soaps and lotions. So anybody out there that does that.
That's an art.
So you do not have to be a member of the Art Guild or active?
No, not at all. Some are, but this is not exclusive to Art Guild members. It's not exclusive to artists who have put in their names to be at the businesses during the Fourth Friday Art Walk. It's really, we're trying to put it out there on Facebook and anywhere that anyone that is willing. They really, you can just show up. I think we would have room for you, but if I'm happy for you to email me at onlyartangie@gmail.com. And we make sure we have a space for you. We want it to be easy and casual. You do not have to set up a tent. You can if you want. You can bring a table. You can put a tarp out. You can sit, you can stand, you can do what's comfortable for you. In most of the areas, there's some picnic tables available, and you're welcome to set up your art on a picnic table too, if you'd like. You're responsible for, of course, your sales and collecting your own monies and taxes and take care of that. But all are welcome. And for the Fourth Friday in June, which is the 28th, we will be set up on 3rd Street, and I guess you would say the west side of 3rd Street, across from the businesses on the sidewalks. And again,
at the courthouse.
Yeah, on the courthouse side. And we'll be
The hours
there
would be
6 to 9,
same, does the art walk start at 6 or earlier?
6.
So all of it 6 to 9.
Mm-hmm. People can come and start setting up, anywhere, usually around 5. Some of us in the group that started it, we put out a few signs that the Art Guild has graciously let us use to kind of direct people to where all the artists are. And we are doing this to stir interest and hopefully so that people will get around to all the galleries and the other artists that are in the building or in the businesses sharing and selling their art too.
Yes, because they stretch all the way from Main Street up Market, up. Is there a couple on Merchant Street, or is
There are actually, I think it's kind of little known, but in, and I'm probably going
Zelensky's, do they stay open?
well, they generally stay
Smoking
open.
hot.
A lot of businesses just stay open whether or not they have art, but I'm trying to think of, what's the candles place called?
Oh,
Shelley Schmelsley's place.
isn't that weird?
I know, it's not coming to me.
The candle lady on Market Street.
Well, no, it's on Merchant.
Merchant Street,
Yeah.
yeah.
And anyway, she has all kinds of art available
She
in
does.
there and handmade items. And she generally stays open. There's PSL Pewter up by Silver Sycamore. Then, of course, you go down into Main Street and we've got Eclectics and Only Child Originals and
Music art.
Christine.
Music Art Love and all those, places that all have art. So
And
you can
also
have,
the Art Guild.
and the Art Center is open.
And this Friday, we're going to have refreshments from 6 to 9, and starting with the Vorst display.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
that's
Wonderful.
history. That's part of our St. Genevieve's history.
Do you
So,
have any of his paintings?
yes, we have gobs of their paintings and photographs.
Oh, really?
It's going to be quite a show.
And his grandchildren are going to play
Play
music.
music.
Is that not
yes,
This coming
Friday,
this coming Friday.
This coming Friday.
Yes.
I mean, Friday. or-
June 14th. This
June
is not the
14th.
fourth. Yeah.
Not
Not the
fourth
fourth Friday.
Friday. This is
Nice.
it opens
2 nights. Yeah.
it opens on Friday and then it goes all the way till the end of the month.
Yeah.
So we will be there on fourth Friday also.
Yes.
The Art Guild will be
So what's the
open that
timing
night.
on this Friday's?
This Friday is
6 to 9.
for the reception, but we're open from, aren't we open? in the
11 to-
11 to 3,
So, and that would be on exhibit and doing it?
starting at, we're open from 11 to 3 every day
Yeah.
until the end of the month
Okay.
For this specific exhibit.
exhibit.
what-
So there'll be an Art Guild member there
And
will every day.
his family be there? That's 6 to 9?
19 members, they said.
They'll be there just this, but they might pop in some other time. We don't know.
But just this Friday at.
They're
starting at
going to be
6,
there for
they'll be
sure
there.
from 6 to 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
that's
And there are even lithographs that are colored. Beautiful works.
Yes.
There's been a few posted on Facebook
Yeah.
that Juanita, I think, is the one. Isn't she the one? Juanita
the
Wyman
curator.
is, yeah.
Well, I think the more we can do to bring up that history of our art colony, which you
Right.
mentioned is part of this new artists out together in the park, and the Art Guild doing that, because that is really rich and important
is.
time in our country, and the work of some of those artists is really outstanding
Right.
and forgotten.
Thomas Hart Benton's got lots of work down at the College of the Ozarks. He's got a lot of his works are on display there. And a lot of people in St. John have a lot of the art colony's
Art
art
Colony.
in their collections.
Mistlehorn and,
Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah,
And they came here during the Depression because
tough times.
they couldn't go up east because it was too expensive. They didn't. So they settled on St. Genevieve. And a lot of our local Citizens Post Farm. They were there.
Did they?
Yep.
I have that book, the
Oh, yes.
St. Genevieve Art Colony, 1930, 1940. I have that. Every guest that comes into the inn,
Looks at it.
I show it to them and say, we were really something. All of the important people were right here.
Right. And I think, isn't there a couple up at the Art Center yet, if anybody wants to buy one? I think there's a
Oh, there
couple.
were, it's
At
Sycamore,
our
right?
art, no, at our art, at the Art Guild's Art
At the Art
Center.
Guild. Silver Sycamore has a couple of.
Do they have
colony
some
people
too?
As
Okay.
well, yeah.
Yeah, and up at the Art Museum in St. Louis, Joe Jones and there was another one that had a show. I mean, the Artists Guild up there had them on a display on them at the St. Genevieve. I mean, not the St. Genevieve, the St. Louis Art Museum, which their Art Guild owns that building. Yeah. So there's a lot of books out that people have purchased that maybe want to sell them. So there'll be a lot of them showing up over time, probably.
Yes.
Because we're all getting old.
Getting rid of stuff. Yeah.
Clean out.
Yeah. So then after we, this will be our fourth place, and we're trying to hit all four corners, and then we're going to we're going to go back to the Muzzy's home backyard, but still be on all the fourth Fridays through November. November 22nd is the last fourth Friday for this season, but there's still lots of time and to come out and see the different artists and what they have. And most of the artists bring different things and new things each time too. So don't think if you come out for one fourth Friday, you've seen it all, and come out and enjoy. And some of the businesses that are featuring artists, they have even, some libations to take part in, and, some small foods, finger foods, and things like that. And it really is a nice time to go out for dinner and then take a walk around town and see all the businesses and shops and the art. So,
And I'm thinking probably with divorce that there'll be a lot of people from the city coming down. And it's advertised well, so.
I think so too. Yeah, the Art Guild's done a really good job of publicity for that show.
They have. And the whole art center is full of that. We are not even displaying. So that's how many paintings will be there. Loads of them. The artists that normally have their work displayed.
Yeah,
Not
won't
gonna
be
be
back
there.
until July.
Yeah.
So it's a good long time that people should have enough time to get there and see everything.
Right.
Yeah. So Patrick, I passed the.
Thank you. I don't have anything as new and interesting and exciting as you, so a little bit of a hard act to follow. I thought I'd just give some update on the different things that I've been involved with since I was last here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a couple of years. I'm going to start with the Main Street Inn, which Susan O'Donnell and I purchased in 2016. It was kind of in a sad condition. We spent 1 year with it closed and just updating it. Opened in August of 2017. Do you know what weekend in August?
Sure effect.
The eclipse.
Oh, really?
2017. And we were full. And I thought, well, this is a pretty easy business. You just open it up and you fill up.
And you
But
fill up.
that turned out,
But it don't work like that.
it wasn't like that every weekend. So, but also to kind of think back that last eclipse and now and this one,
Yeah.
I think people are pretty naive about what an eclipse really meant. It was, there were some people in town, but like this year, everybody knew about the full eclipse, and we were bursting at the seams all over town 7 years later. So the inn has done well over those 7 years. We've continued to update things. It's an 1880 building, so it's 144 years old. We have the original floors and
It's beautiful.
plastering
It's
and
probably
all,
even
but
more beautiful.
it needs more attention. We were on the garden walk 3 weeks ago, and this is, a historic garden that the Meyer Hotel in 1885 was running advertisements, inviting people to the gardens of the of the Meyer Railway Hotel to spend the afternoon. They had pony rides and different
Oh,
things,
really?
and
I
also
didn't know that.
yeah,
That's good history.
historic part of that. So then I want to talk a little bit about the Antique Mall. So the Antique Mall we purchased in August of 21. So just almost 3 years ago. And I recognized it, I thought, as a really well-done building that was sitting largely empty. Had been well-maintained by the previous owner, and he was interested in selling, so we bought it, and I literally did not have any ideas or plans of what we were going to do with it. It's almost a 50,000 square foot building sitting a block from our downtown on this quiet little street. Nobody went up and down Front Street. There's
Right.
nothing there. The houses have been gone since the big flood, and there's no other businesses and all. So it's kind of the forgotten area of town, even though it's almost just a block from downtown. And I really thought somebody would come along with a better idea, and I could sell it to them and flip it a little bit and not get involved in it. But that was August of 21. 2 months later, October of 21, what happened that was of interest to me? That was a tornado that went through St. Mary's
Oh, yeah.
2 months after I bought it, and it went right through the Antique Mall. If you went down there, it wasn't a glancing blow. It wasn't that a tree fell on it. It went like, whoop,
It was
right
gone.
through. It was gone. It was a platform, really. And so the tragedy of that, and the people who you couldn't recover any of your goods if they weren't sucked out into the tornado, they sat there and got rained on. So it was a real disaster. But out of that came the idea, well, maybe we're short one Antique Mall. Could we do this again? So in November of 21, a few months later, we began taking a part of the 50,000 square foot building and beginning the Antique Mall, which opened in Jour de Fête of 2022. So I started in 21. 9 months later, we opened at Jour de Fête. And when we opened, we had a portion of it finished. We had 70 booths there in the front. In March of 22, so just about 6 months later, we opened up the second phase, which was 30 more booths. So now we have 100 booths. And then in November of 23, 6 months after that, we opened up the bar, PJ's Bar, which is a coffee, wine bar, full bar that's open right now, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, but we're looking to expand that as well. And then just this March, we opened up phase 3, which is 35 more booths. So we had 70, 30, now 35 more. So we're at 135. And we still have a phase 4 that's going to come on over the next 6 months, probably this fall, of another 35 booths. So we might be up to 170 booths
Oh, my goodness.
all together, which is pretty substantial. And we've been very successful. The success of an antique mall is a little bit in management, and we have great management, but it's really the vendors. And we've been really successful at attracting vendors from in St. Genevieve, around, and even further away. We have people from Cape and St. Louis that drive by antique malls to come and have their wares here with us in St. Genevieve. So that's been interesting. Many of them never had been in the antique business before.
Oh, before, really?
I really thought that our first surge of people would be vendors from St. Mary's. So of the first 70 booths, only 10 were from St. Mary's.
Oh, my
60s
goodness.
were like, boom, out of that. And I also thought, well, once we get up to 100, or certainly get to 135, we're going to run out of interest. We have a waiting list for the next booth. So all 135 booths are full, And we have people signed up for the fourth phase coming in 6 months. So there continues to be a lot of
Oh,
interest.
that's wonderful.
How many people do you think go through that in a month? It's open 7 days a week, 10 to 5. How many people do you think in a little town, rural Missouri town?
I would guess around 1,000.
I was
4,000
4,000?
A month?
Oh,
a month
my goodness.
go through the front door.
That's great.
Yeah. So we had almost 50,000 people last year. And so the town, which is about 4,000 people, they all come to the mall. So we are drawing from, again, around, we
Round.
have a lot of Southern Illinois, South County, Farmington, Festus.
A lot of
Even
people
Cape.
drive down for the weekend from St. Louis
Yes.
and stop by
do.
every place in town.
Yes. And the nice thing about it is open every day, 10 to 5, that it's a nice alternative.
And
someday.
you're even open on Mondays, or are you?
We are open on Mondays. We're one of the few places open on
Right.
Monday, which people tell us they were looking to get into a house or doing something. Things were closed, and so they settled.
They were. There
for
was
the
a bunch
antique mall.
on Sunday, and you guys were. I said, well, I know the antique mall's open.
Right. That's what,
And they had 8 at the Anvil, so
nice. Well, that's
went.
so we appreciate looking. At the Main Street Inn. 75% of the business is from St. Louis. When I talk to people as they come in the inn, they are much more diffuse and diverse from around Illinois, southern Missouri, whatever, traveling through. So it's a nicer cross-section of people coming to St. Genevieve to do all
there
that.
is, yes.
And mentioning that, I would just say this, our new tourism director and the program on social media and all that they have put in place, I think is really impacting and hitting lots of people that were not just in our old demographic of
Right.
people like us looking for spending a weekend. They're getting younger people are coming more into town to spend time in St. Genevieve. So, yeah, that's it with the mall where we are and where we expect to go. We're about 10% busier this year than last year, which is nice. So a little word of
Yeah,
mouth
that's
is
great,
coming out.
yeah.
We've advertised on billboards and on the electronic billboards around, and so people know we have one. We're on I-55. Did you know that? We have a big billboard on I-55 coming north.
No, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
and we have people who come into the mall. They said, I was driving up to St. Louis and saw you an antique mall and
Stopped in.
pulled into town and
Oh,
figured
that's
out where it
great,
is.
yeah.
Yep.
I saw that antiquing map too that's out, and it has your antique mall, it has Schultz Antiques, and not very many from this area. It's like all over the state, the
Yes,
antique malls.
They are. And in fact, if you drive by I-70, you're always surprised on the way to Kansas City. There's lots of antique malls. Ozarks has a fair number. It would help us to have more because people from St. Louis would like to visit 2 or 3,
Right, at a
4
time,
antique
right.
malls rather than drive down and just see one. But yeah, that's the Bible of the antique industry in Missouri is
was
that
really
woman
happy to
puts that
see that,
together.
yeah.
So yeah, we're in that. So if you go on Front Street, which not many people do, but now more and more people
Are going by,
coming up-
are they?
Are
Yeah.
coming to the mall anyway, or driving by. There's a little tile house right where South Gabourey runs into Front Street. There was a tile from an old school building, I was told, in St. Genevieve that they used to put that house together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it survived the
didn't know
flood. And
It has.
yeah, it survived the flood, and there was somebody living there,
Mm-hmm.
at least periodically, and they wanted to, it was for sale, and I was thinking, well, we're not so interested in buying any more property, until he told me he was negotiating with a towing company who was going to use it to stow their towed cars.
Oh, no.
And I thought, well, we've got a pretty nice looking mall over here, right next door. We have
Yeah.
stowed cars. So anyway, we ended up buying that property with, again, no idea what we're going
do.
to do with it other than we weren't going to have a parking lot over there and all. And then I began hearing more and more about what we don't have in St. Genevieve or St. Genevieve County. In particular, the national park people were telling me that they are aware of people who are traveling to every national park in the country and they drive right past St. Genevieve and don't come to our national park because we don't have an RV park. The only RV
Now there
park.
is actually, they've been putting them up at the Georgia Pet grounds
So,
and up in the park. They've been letting them park.
so the Jour de Fête is, they have electrical.
Right.
And it's limited how often they make that available.
Oh,
to
really? Oh, I
people.
thought it was almost any time.
No. So if you look on the festival, Jour de Fête was busy, French festival, they had 6 or 8 in there for sure. When I'm talking about an RV park, which would be full service, that each of the parking spots would have electric, would have sewer, and would have water all hooked up, and a little central area for with a
Dumping.
pavilion or something for picnic tables and all. The Hawn Park has RV hookups, but do you realize in Hawn Park, State Park, they announce in one day they start taking reservations for the summer, and the next day they have no reservations left.
Oh, it's all filled up
They
already?
fill up that quickly. So I think this will be the first really publicly available RV park
That would be really nice.
that will be in the heart of downtown. Park your RV and walk to
Wherever.
a block from the Bulldog House, right?
Right.
Or a block from the visitor center and the heart of downtown. You're not out, in a parking lot
Right.
2 miles out of town. You have to drive your RV to come downtown. So I think that's going to be a real
That
advantage.
would be very good.
Not having another one and having this one located where it is. So I've been working, we've got the plans drawn up. I've talked with the city and getting the permits and all to do it. We're
So
gonna-
are you going to use the house as the
So the house is,
central office or whatever?
yeah, I have a little office in there, and it'll be laundry facilities because many people like a big
yes.
washer or dryer laundry, and it'll be 2 little spa areas of bathroom, shower, and
Right.
whatever, so that
Well,
some-
that's nice. That
Yeah,
would
so it'll be a little upgrade. There are campgrounds around that they have a swimming pool and they have an indoor facility, and they're pretty extensive. This will be pretty much, it'd be nice, but it'll be the basics.
And a lot of people just like to rough it.
And we are going to have campgrounds available. People just want to put up a tent as well.
It's so exciting.
That is.
Yeah, I think that will get
St.
another.
Genevieve's needed that for a long time.
This is a great place for families to come because we have the water park, we have the community center, we have the dinosaur museum. We have so much to offer, but offering them a more reasonable place to bring their families because it is expensive, to stay in a bed and breakfast
Yeah.
store or wherever with your family. And this could be a, good way to be able to have a vacation with
Not
your
discouraging stays at bed and breakfast, but this will be
family. No.
alternative.
Alternative, that's right.
If you had an RV, this would be the place
Yeah.
you would want to come and hook in and all. And these, I'm surprised the dimensions on these things. These RVs 35 feet used to be a big
yeah.
one. Now they're 40 feet, and they have
yeah.
they're
Then they got to
massive.
have room for the car behind.
And you
them.
got the car behind them. So we have the lots are 70 feet. With that, and we're going to have what's called pull through, and pull through means you don't have to back up. That you pull into
okay.
your space, spend your days, and then you pull out straight ahead and go out.
That would be great.
It's really great, and because there are a number of people who buy or rent an RV and they're retired and they've never driven a 35, but trying to back it up becomes a big offense. So
Look out behind.
yeah. Whoops. And so with the pull-throughs, it takes more space and it takes extra roadway, but those are what are most attractive to people traveling. And again, these people who are traveling from national park to national park, these little passports, and they get them stamped and they try and collect as many as they can. That I think our national park will be a big draw for many of them,
Right.
as well as people just want to maybe come and spend a weekend in St. Genevieve and all. So, yeah, those things are moving along, and anticipate getting going here in the next month or two, and probably about a 4-month completion project.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the nice thing, water and sewer because Front Street was so popular once, and had houses and factories and everything. There's great water, sewer, and all city lines right there as well.
Right
So
there,
we'll
yeah.
be able to tie in with that. So
They're not the ones that are so old, though.
no, no, we're
Are
counting.
you going to be open by Jour de Fête?
We cannot make it by Jour de Fête. That was my pipe dream last winter, but the reality is hit. So we won't be. You'll have to have me back. I'll give you an update in 6 months what's going on in the RV park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah. Touche. I'm going to clap on that. That's
Yeah.
good news.
Yeah, that'll be a great asset for St. Genevieve.
You know, and it is you're down there. It's a park-like setting. It's not like you're out in a cornfield where the
It's
sun's
beautiful
pounding
down
on
there.
you. Those other properties there are the Jour de Fête property. It's beautifully treed and all, and then that, I think it's the Hoffman land there is, it's a big park in the back.
It
And
is, yeah.
So, yeah, that being kind of forgotten about down there, Front Street has kind of allowed it to kind of maintain
Yeah,
kind of
there used to be several houses back
yes.
there.
Yeah, that's what I was
And the
told.
flood went way.
Yeah, it was tough. 93 was tough for that area, for sure.
73 did them pretty good, and
Yes.
then 93,
Finished it.
just like it destroyed St. Mary's.
Yeah. When you stand down there on Front Street and look across the Jour de Fête Park, you know, the Green Tree Tavern, it's the best view of the Green Tree Tavern.
Yeah.
There's historic St. Genevieve is right
Right
there
there.
when you look out your front door of your RV and all. So it's really nice.
And it's so peaceful down there. We have the kids plein air down there,
Yes.
and that gives them a view like 360. They can paint a lot of things.
Oh, don't tell any future RV parkers down there, though. Likes to say peaceful until we got train tracks on both sides. There. That Limekiln train going back and forth on one side, and then the big BNSF
Right,
comes.
but they're
along.
not real noisy going through there like they
Well-
are up on Main Street.
Well, they have
Are
to. Well, we have a grade crossing right there in the front of our building, the Antique Mall. That grade crossing that goes up to the Waterworks division right there. So they have to blow the horn before
Oh,
arriving
right.
at that grade crossing, which is a big deal. And then they blow it when they get down by the stump dump.
But that's for safety. I mean, people
Oh, yeah, you
have
it's
to.
federal regulation. You
Yeah,
have to do
people
it.
would.
But they do blow it right in our backyard there. So
Yeah.
that adds to the romance of
I
outdoor
think
camping.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, having lived here now for 30 years, we'll have people in our backyard because we live down there in the corner of Seraphim and Hillcrest, and I won't even notice that they'll go, "Oh, the train." I'm like, "Oh, you do get used to it."
Yeah,
you know?
you do.
And but of course they're going to be
Unless
here
they're
for a short
banging and
time.
playing like they are up above.
Up above there.
Yeah, it's noisy.
That can be startling up there when
Very
you ram
noisy.
them together. The horns you might get used to, but
Yeah.
not those.
I don't know if you could get used to that, the squealing and that. I know where we live over the hill by the radio station.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of over the hill from Main Street.
Right.
And when we first got married, of course, you didn't have air, so you had the windows open and
Yeah.
you could hear the trains. And it was always, I used to really love that at night when they would go by. It was just like, like you were out somewhere.
Somewhere else. That's awesome.
So,
That's
you
my
got a
report.
lot on your plate, don't you?
Yeah.
He's shuffling it around, making
Something's
it
always
work.
going wrong. I can assure you that.
Well, of course. Life's like that.
Having breakfast at the Main Street Inn, what's the day? Tuesday, last Friday. And I was talking with guests and everything. I heard this tip, 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 looking around, tip, tip, ceiling,
Oh, no.
our dining room ceiling, water dripping down. So I go up to the second floor. There's a bathroom. I think, well, we must have a toilet or something. No, it's coming from the third
Third
floor.
floor.
It's the third
Oh, my
second
word.
floor, first floor. And luckily, I mean, it was there during breakfast, so I caught it in the middle of the night. It would have gone on forever. Flew up to the third floor, water heater, the bottom just
Oh, my
gave out
word.
and did all of it. And so that's kind of where I
So
started my
you kind
day.
of soaked up the water and
So we
moved
had
on.
to shut off the main valve, and we had great response from the plumbing company, the Shoes
yeah.
here in town.
Shoes,
Was there in 10 minutes and had it fixed and out and everything. But there's
Yeah.
always a surprise.
I think shoes are great.
They've been great for us.
Terry and took over Larry's job, and as good as Larry was.
Steve Shoe was,
Yep, and Steve. Yep.
he was good on the spot.
Good business.
So if we have property for sale, we need to see you, and then you come up with something,
I'll
right?
get an idea. Maybe I'll have a hurricane or something. Altered structure. Yeah. I think that was my one big chance in life where it all kind of worked out timing wise. I'm not counting on any more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I sure thought that tornado at St. Mary's had happened longer ago than that. I really did. So that was some good refresher on
Yeah.
history there, because that seems like a long time ago to me, you know.
It
that-
does seem like it was a
St.
long time
Mary's.
ago, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, I think about it when those sirens were going off, and we've been in our basement twice this season, spring and summer like that, and you think, well, it wouldn't happen here, but then boy, it happened in St. Mary's just like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it never happens here. Of course, I think one time when, I don't remember how long we were married, my husband was working midnights and I was home with the dog by myself. And I heard the noise,
Ooh.
and I took the dog in a cover and a pillow and went to the basement steps all the way down and stayed there all night. The next morning I got up, we had a big cottonwood tree about yay big around, and it had twisted it off.
Oh.
And was laying in the yard. So I think a tornado went through that night.
Yeah.
But we're not in the city limits. We're kind of out of them a little bit.
But one of these times was at night, and it is scarier at night. You know,
Oh,
daylight,
yeah.
you look out and you might see it coming, but
Right.
nighttime, it is even
Yeah.
scarier.
They even said out to Mississippi Lime that something out there made a 360. I don't remember what it was, something of it. Yeah.
That there was rotation going on without an absolute
Yeah.
tornado.
I think that's the most scared I ever was. Is that not knowing what was going on and just laying there waiting. Oh my gosh, I hope morning comes pretty quick. Yeah. But I did go to sleep. So you have a great number of goodies coming out for sure.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that will
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
work out.
How often are you doing the music? I've noticed 2 advertised nights of music. I've been to one of them. Is
Yeah.
that going to be a weekly thing or monthly?
Well, it's been monthly. It's we've done the first Friday for April, May, and June. We're planning one in July, but it's the first Friday is July 5th, which is right after the 4th, and there's a lot of people coming, going. So we may pause in July before we pick it up again, doing it. Those have been nice turnouts, have gone well, so we're planning on definitely having them
So you have it in your backyard? Or in your,
at PJ's
at
bar
PJ's
at
Bar.
the,
Okay.
Antique
Antique.
Mall.
I haven't been
which
down there
sounds like
yet.
maybe you haven't
Have you
been
been
there.
there? No, I
Yes,
have not.
I have. I'll
not.
call you the next time I
Yeah.
see it, and I'll take you with me,
Okay.
Iris.
Somebody,
That would be good.
in fact,
I
somebody
don't
at-
want to go down there by myself.
somebody at the table is a vendor at the Antique Mall that you don't know about, Iris.
That lady over
That lady
there.
there is one of our great,
That lady over there named Angela or Angie.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had one since first phase. I had a double, and then I had my partner who came all the way from Kansas City. She passed away on me, so I
Remember,
moved down. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, she thought it was a great deal, and she had done antique malls over on the west side of the state. And when she heard this, and she was coming to visit me, so yeah, we
brought some of her
partnered up,
stuff and
and
did that. Yeah.
so yeah.
well, the best part in many of the job is getting to know the vendors, who are there, and just pricing. Most time you come there, the vendors aren't there. Their stuff's in their booth. You don't realize how much work it is keeping a booth
Oh, I bet it
active,
is.
interesting, moving things around, things sell, replacing them, keeping them clean, and all the rest.
Right.
I think that's part of the success of the mall, or the way the vendors have maintained their booths.
Oh, yeah.
They don't overstuff them. You get some places and there's way up to the ceiling. You're walking down these narrow aisles. We have wide aisles, bright, kind of clean.
It's very nice
not
in there.
dusty,
I've been to the
and-
mall.
Yeah,
I just haven't been to PJ's.
there you go. Well, we'll,
It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful antique mall I've seen. And I'm one of those that pulls off when I'm on vacation to all the
Yeah.
malls and
Oh, good.
that kind of thing. And
Yeah, we think so.
You guys did it right. That's for sure. Yeah. But yeah, the music is a nice addition because again, people that live downtown can walk down there, but you have lots of good parking for people to
yeah,
come in and
yeah, we've had nice turnouts for that.
Yeah, well, I'll have to visit PJ's.
yeah.
I'll give you a personal invite the next time we are having a Friday night event.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be good.
And I think, yeah, then when you get both happening and people can shop and their husbands can have a few drinks and the wives loosen up and go buy a little more.
On the weekends, we count on.
That's what we always liked about our Christmas art show. Now we can't have drinks because we're on county property.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, PJ's is certainly Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Nice little spot to take a break from antique shopping and have from a latte to a glass of wine or a beer.
Whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
That's nice.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I see pictures of it all the time, but
And a lot of artists exhibit their work at the antique mall too.
We do.
And so it's a good mix of
Yeah, a
antiques
little
and
art,
art.
artsy. And, yeah, we're actually looking for more space to do more of that. They have local artists and their paintings on display. Yeah.
So it all kind of ties together. The art, the history, the,
our town is a great little town.
oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want to kind of go over everything,
Just summarize what
times and summarize.
Okay. Again, Fourth Friday Art Walk that is organized and been going on a long time. Jean Rizover is the organizer for that. I have just, along with Iris and a few other artists, we got this grassroots group that are doing the group sales. We're rotating each Fourth Friday Art Walk to get businesses and all the shops and people involved in just creating more interest in St. Genevieve and getting them downtown. So this next Fourth Friday is June 28th from 6 to 9, and the group sales artists will be along 3rd Street on the west side, just out on the sidewalks. We're hoping then you'll start here, start in Little Bohemia, start over by Silver Sycamore, go down each merchant and market and cross Main
everywhere.
and stop everywhere and enjoy your time. Even get down to, I don't know, do you guys stay open for the Fourth Friday Art Walk?
At the Antique Mall,
Mall?
we don't.
Okay.
We don't. We tried it
think
once,
about
but we're
it.
gonna
I know,
try it
it's
again.
hard. You've
Yeah.
got a lot of, you guys are open every day, so we're not going to be negative about that. That's for sure. 'Cause
And it's on Friday. So what time does PJ's close?
Well, PJ's, when we have special events,
Oh.
it closes at 5,
Oh,
along
okay.
with the Antique Mall.
But when you
But when we have a
have,
special event, we say 5 to 9.
oh, okay.
Okay. So I guess two of my things I really want to get across is one, any artist, any of any age that is producing some kind of creative thing, handmade thing, we want you to come out and try to sell what you've created. Fourth Friday Art Walks, 6 to 9. Get involved that way. We want just the entire community, friends, people near and far to come and enjoy St. Genevieve anytime, but think about the Fourth Friday Art Walk. And I think that's it.
Okay. And when you see anything St. John on, especially artists and people sharing what's going on, please share it because that's how you reach more people. Everybody has a different group of friends. So the more you share everything that's posted, the more people know about it.
Right.
So,
Facebook, Instagram.
yeah,
all those.
yeah, any social media. And if you feel like it, just put on there, hey, come to St. John.
Exactly.
We've got lots to offer. Yeah.
And almost 2 or 3 events besides Fourth Friday Art Walk, there's 2 or 3 events going on. Different organizations and businesses have put a lot of time and effort into bringing people and trying to make the fun vibe for St. Genevieve. And,
And we have a lot of
Bring 'em in.
special things too, like Special Olympics has the playground, the water park, and of course our community center. There's even if your child is handicapped or an adult handicap, come on, we can entertain you for sure.
we've got something for everybody.
Right, that's what Mary Ann used to always say. Can't
do.
find anything to do, you're not looking very
I want to start the hashtag only in St. Genevieve.
Only,
Because there are so many things that
are
I mean, a $3 beer is only in St. Genevieve. Sounds like I
Where
go
is
out
that?
drinking a lot. Yeah, well, Danny's Tavern. There's several of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and there is free live music in St. Genevieve almost
the
every
time,
weekend.
Almost every weekend, yep.
Somewhere, Music Art Love, Danny's,
Yep.
the Oris with their
Summer and winter series, yeah.
music,
the
and,
Audubon.
right, Audubon's in the back, yeah.
Beer
I mean,
garden, yeah.
we could go on and on. There's
Always
something to do.
And also Candy down at, what's it, now I forgot the name of her place. Candy,
Yeah, sweet things,
pardon?
sweet things.
No? Candy,
Oh, sassafras.
Oh, Sassafras.
Sassafras.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget her name or the name
they,
of the.
they plan
Yeah,
events
and
just-
actually, she makes almost all of her stuff in there. And she's very creative.
The pioneer days.
So if you like,
rustic candles.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shelley. Rustic
that
candles.
is,
Almost all handmade
yeah.
items too.
and she ships nationwide. She's got a good business on the internet. Okay, so now you can revamp yours or recuperate it or
Well,
reiterate it.
2-year anniversary of the Antique Mall coming up in August. And I just want to thank the vendors, all of whom have been great in getting us going. We started not knowing anything and kind of continue knowing a little more, but not everything still with that. And then for our almost 4,000 customers who come through the door
So
every
amazing.
month to visit that, and awaiting our further expansion of that over the coming 6 months. And then keep your eye out. Things are happening on Front Street. Have you noticed that, Iris?
Nope, haven't been down there lately.
You've got to
But
come
I'll
down
go
to Front
by,
Street.
yeah.
It's where it's happening right now. And this little RV park is going to start taking shape. I did mention we're going to have 17 slots is our first start.
Oh, how
and then we can reduplicate that up to 34 slots, depending how many people come. So, yeah, 17 is kind of small by RV standards, but 34 would be, think about that. We had 34 RVs in here, people in the town every day who otherwise wouldn't be here.
Right,
I think
exactly.
it'd be a nice driver for,
So you'll have weekly rates and nightly rates?
yeah.
for-
Yeah, we're probably going to put some limit on how long you can stay. It's not a trailer park.
Or you're going
It's
to park for a month.
You're not going to be there for months.
Yeah.
We'll have some limits on time, but yeah, we're waiting. We know less about RV parks than we did antique malls. So we got
You'll learn.
a steep learning curve ahead of us here as we try and figure out what's going on. Yeah.
That's great. I just think you guys with your ideas are just super great. Yeah.
Well, I did, well, anyway, some of it was fortuitous. Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, very
Okay,
awesome.
so everybody out there, you take note, tell everyone that they can watch us on YouTube. You Google what's new and put the date in and it'll pop up. Or you can go to stgentv.com, I think it is, .com.org, and pull up what's new. I think we have pull down with what's new on it. So anyway, you can find out what's going on in town. Sometimes a lot of things through here, and also through Visit St. Jen. Is that what they?
Yes. Mhm.
VisitStJen.com.
Yeah.
So
I watch it on YouTube, especially if I'm having trouble going to sleep. I turn it on. It really is.
that's nice of you.
It's pleasant talk always.
That's really, really nice. Okay, so
It's okay.
oh well, who cares? So we'll tell everybody good night now.
All right.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks for joining.